Perfect. So, hello everyone, and thank you for joining this last webinar. The topic of this webinar will be the integration of artificial intelligence, which is a new module we've integrated recently in ChallengeMe. So the idea today is to show you how it works, the principle, and what it looks like in the student side, but also in teacher side, how you can activate it. So this webinar, as the last ones, will last 30 minutes. And if you have questions, you will be able to ask me at the end. Just a quick presentation of ChallengeMe for those who don't know us. So we are a peer review platform. We exist since 2015. We work with business schools, engineering schools, and universities in France, Switzerland, Canada, Belgium, and we are fully integrated to Moodle, Blackboard, Brightspace, and other learning management system through the LTI standard. So again, a quick reminder on how ChallengeMe works, because it's important to understand how it works, to understand how you can integrate artificial intelligence. So in a challenge, this is an activity from ChallengeMe. We call it a challenge, and you can integrate different kind of faces. So you can integrate 5 kind of faces, and you can order them the way you want. So you have the work submission phase. The work submission phase will allow you to will allow the student to submit a work to the platform following instruction given by the teacher. Can be done individually or in group. You have the work assessment phase, allowing the student to assess the work of others or the teacher to assess the work of others. It depends of the participants you will enroll in this phase. So you can enroll students and teacher. So here we will assess the work of submitted during the work submission phase. We have the assessment of group members, allowing the student to assess their teammates with whom they have collaborated on behavioral criteria. So it can be a communication within the group, initiative taking, self-management, and so on. You have the feedback assessment phase, allowing the participant to indicate if they find the feedback they received relevant or not. So you can use also different kind of criteria to do it. And you have the result phase that will calculate a score. And this phase will display this score to the participant. I said assessment for each phase, but when I speak about evaluation of work, I mean also evaluation and feedback, of course, because you can also launch activity just to let the student give a feedback to others to allow them to improve their skills. And you can integrate the module of artificial intelligence on all these phases, and we'll see that depending the phase you will add this module, you can address different kind of case of application. And just the last slide to explain the principle of phase. So you can order them, as I said, as you want. So it can be one after one. You can do it in parallel as well. So in example number 1, you will ask the student to assess their teammates and then to access their results. In the example number 2, you ask them to submit a work to the platform, assess the work of others, and find out the results. And in example number 3, you can see that you can add lots of phases, one after one or in parallel, depending the pedagogical scenario you want to address, just to inform you that you can really customize your activity. Regarding the integration of artificial intelligence, so first I will explain you how we've integrated this module in ChallengeMe, and after I will show you some use case you can have. It's not an exhaustive list I will present you. So if you have an idea on how we could use the artificial intelligence in ChallengeMe, do not hesitate to inform us because it can be really useful for us. So we've integrated how the artificial intelligence works. We will work with API from artificial intelligence like OpenAI, Mistral, Gemini, Claude, and the others. And the idea is to add input to the prompt we will create and to create a kind of restitution feedback from the artificial intelligence. And once we know that, we can ask us, okay, but how we can integrate it and how I will use it in my challenge. So I will show you it just after. But it's just to understand that with this, the way we've integrated it, it allows us to customize it. Really, if you have specific needs, it's possible that we can address it. So just to be sure that you understand that all the use cases I will show you are not exhaustive, and if you have specific needs, you can ask us to know if it's possible to integrate it. So I will show you 4 ways to integrate artificial intelligence in ChallengeMe. 1 in the work simulation phase, 2 in the feedback phase, and 1 in the result phase. So we have the fact of supporting the student in completing a word. Then we have we'll use the artificial intelligence to help the student to write an effective feedback. We can also use it to help the teacher to assess the work of the students. And in the result phase to summarize the feedback and the evaluation received for a student. So we'll see each possibility. So the first one, which is supporting the students in completing a work. So the idea here is to give as an input for the artificial intelligence different things like the instructions defined by the teacher, the criteria, and the content of the students, the production of the students. So we'll ask the AI to analyze everything to help the student to improve his work. So we won't ask the student to make the work for the student, but just to give some advice on how he can improve it. So in this example, it was regarding an exercise on the green technologies. And the students had this restitution. So I will read it. Dear students, after analyzing your essay on the impact of green technology on the global economy, here are some tips to help you perfect it. Amount of content. So it was one of the criteria used. Your essay is currently 1,800 words, which is below the threshold of 2,000 words requested. I suggest you add around 2,000 words. Then critical analysis. It seems that your essay lacks an in-depth critical analysis of green technologies. So the AI will add some advice for each of the criteria to help the students to fit the expectation of the criteria defined by the teacher. It won't make the work for the student, but just to give some advice. We have the second use case, which is the helping the students to write an effective feedback. So here, the AI will analyze the feedback produced by the student and will help you to understand how we can improve it. So it will mention some part of the feedback of the students to indicate if it's a good approach, how we can, what kind of information the student could add to his feedback. So I will be able to send you all this example after to let you the time to read this example. And even if here we used a structure, but you can choose to edit the structure. So if you need specific advice on a specific way to formulate a feedback, you can indicate to the AI, okay, I want the feedback to have this structure, and I want you to give advice for the students to help the students to to create a feedback related to this structure. We have the other use case, which is supporting the teacher in the assessment process. So here we will analyze the prediction of the student, we'll analyze the assessment criteria, and we will, so here it was, we had 5 criteria, and for each of the criteria, we have different options. It was good, bad, average, and excellent. And the AI will choose, regarding the description of each step, what option is the most relevant regarding the production analyzed, and it will indicate for each of the criteria how the teacher could assess. Just to make a draft, more or less, for the teacher to save time regarding the analysis of the production. So after, the teacher can, of course, add his own assessment, but it's just to help to support the teacher to do it. And you have also a quick feedback regarding what the student can improve, um, comparing with the different criteria defined. So as a teacher, you can define the expectation you have regarding the production with the criteria. The artificial intelligence will analyze the criteria to fit your expectation, and will indicate you the way you can assess this production. And then in the result phase, you can summarize for the students the different assessment and feedback received. So when you are in a challenge, when you ask the student to submit a work in group and to assess the work of others individually, you will have a lot of assessor and not a lot of productions. So you will have a lot of assessment by productions. So for each production, will have 9, 10 feedback maybe. And it can be difficult for the students to understand what are the main strengths of their work, how they can improve their work. And here the AI will help the students to do it. So it will summarize the strengths and the area for improvement, and to give also advice on how he can improve based on all the assessment and feedback received. So it can be a time saving for the students with this analyze. So I hope the different use cases are clear for you. Just to remind you that this list is not exhaustive, and do not hesitate to tell me after if you have other idea on how we can integrate it. I'm sure you will have lots of ideas, as it was the case when we presented you the new version of the platform with the system of phase. So now we'll show you what it looks like in the student side, and then how you can activate it in your side. Okay, so normally you should see my screen in a Moodle environment. So I presented you in a Moodle environment, but it works in the same way if you use a Blackboard or Brightspace. So I'm with a student profile. So all the interfaces you will see are in the student side. So to access the challenge, I just have to click on my activity, and then I will be redirected to my challenge. So here, sorry, all the interfaces are in French. I don't have in English for this webinar, but you will understand, I'm sure, the principle. So here I'm in a challenge with 3 different phases. So the work submission phase, assessment of work, and display of results. And let's imagine I want to see how it works for the submission phase. Here I can see the instructions on regarding the work I have to produce as a student. Here, this is a field where I have added my production, so the report on the IKEA. And let's imagine I want to have feedback from the AI on my work. I can use the My Assistant button just here. And here I can click on Analyze. And then the AI will analyze my productions, will compare it with the criteria defined to give me some advice on how I can improve my work. So here I have my feedback from the AI module, and it indicates me how I can improve it. So it will give me some advice for each of the criteria defined. So as a teacher, you can indicate if you have a specific constraint regarding the way you want the AI to help the students. But the idea is here. You can do the same thing. So as I said, I will send you the presentation to allow you to see some example of feedback from AI. For the assessment of work, it will be the same principle. So here, this is the work I have to assess. In the right side, I have the different criteria defined. So I can choose the option I want. I can write a feedback for my teammate, and then I can click on my assistant to analyze this feedback to know if it's relevant, if it will help my teammates to improve his work. So it's the same principle. I click on my assistant. The feedback will analyze it, and it will say, okay, what are your strengths regarding the feedback you have produced, how you can improve it. You can also, by default, we have included some advice on why it's important to give a relevant feedback to indicate to the student why he should improve his feedback in the case if it's not relevant enough. So you can really after customize it if you need. And the students, I didn't mention it, but if a student want to improve his feedback and click again on Analyze, it's possible. And then the result phase, it's a bit different. So it won't be a button. It will be, so here I have the different criteria and the average for each criterion. And here I will have my synthesis, my summary on my strength and my weakness. So I can see it here. It will be displayed by default just above the different feedback I received. So it will be based on all the feedback. So here I only have 2, but in the case you will have 10, it will work in the same way. And the assessment, of course, received. So this is how you can the students can use the AI module. So I said the student, but if you are enrolled in the assessment phase as a teacher, you can also use it by clicking on My Assistant with the use case of helping the teacher to assess. It will just select another model to allow the AI to work like that, but it's possible. So by default, you won't have this button activated because this is an option, and this is as well a paid option. I didn't mention it because we'll work with API we need to pay. That's why it's a paid option. But if you don't have the option in your school, but you still want to try it, you can also ask us because we can let you try to allow you to test it, and it's interested for us to have your feedback regarding the way you have integrated it, your perception. So if you have some needed, and even if you don't have the option, do not hesitate to ask us because we can let you to use it for just to try it. So I will show you how you can activate it in the teacher side. So I will log in with a teacher profile. And then I will create a new challenge from scratch just to show you. So add an activity or source. I will be pretty fast on the creation because the idea is not to show you how to create, but just how to activate the option. But if you need to see the process exactly, I will send you some resources at the end. So here I'm in the assessment of, I will select the assessment of rock model. Okay, so submission and assessment of rock. Here I have my three phases. So let's imagine I want to activate the artificial intelligence during the rock submission phase. I will click on the phase. And here I have all the option, and I have AI assistance here, and I can click on it. By clicking on it, I will have this pop-up that I can use to activate the feedback. So it indicates me that how the AI will behave. If you need to edit it, of course, we can you can tell us how you want the AI to work. And then you can just click on I want to activate AI on this phase. It will send us a request that you want to use it. And then after we will come back to you to explain how it will work exactly and to know if you have specific needs to configure the AI correctly. And it will be the same principle for each of the phase. So you have for the work submission phase, but you also have it for the assessment of work just by clicking on AI assistance just here and by clicking here after. And then when you have activated the AI, if you need to see the different production of the AI, you can do it in the administration interface. So here I'm in a challenge with three phases: work submission, assessment of work, and display of results. And let's imagine I want to see Agathe Bertrand have used the AI. I click on her production, and I can see. So this is the production of Agathe Bertrand, of the group of Agathe Bertrand. And I can see that this group used the AI assistance 4 times. And I can see all the content of AI. So all the feedback of the AI on the production to understand how the AI have helped the student. I can do it for the work submission phase, but also for the assessment of work phase. So here at the same time, Agathe Bertrand, I can see she gave feedback on group A and group C, and that she used AI for both assessment, and I can see the different advice given by the AI for completing the feedback. And it will be the same principle for the result phase. So just to summarize, the AI is a new feature we've integrated. It's a paid module. You can use it also just to try it, even if you don't have the option. You can really customize the AI regarding your expectation and your needs. So to do it, you can ask us to activate it or by clicking on the phase. And the different use cases I showed you are not exhaustive. If you have a specific need, you can just ask us and we can discuss on how we can do it. So I hope it was clear for you. And now if you have a question, do not hesitate to activate your microphone and I will be glad to answer it.
Yes, Jean, thank you so much. It was super clear. And hello, I will speak in English since this is in English.
Yeah.
I think it's better. So thank you so much. It was super clear and very interesting integration to your solution. So I had 2 or maybe 3 questions.
Yep.
Can we use the AI integration model to help the teacher also prepare for a challenge? I don't know if you mentioned it, for example, if they need to make sure that the criteria are clear or the instructions to make sure that they're sufficient so that the students can properly understand the assignment and do it properly. So can it intervene even before the work submission phase?
The way we've integrated the AI for now is regarding the participation. So when the student or the teacher participate to a challenge, and it's true that we can also integrate it during the configuration of the challenge to help the teacher to set up the activity. We have made some tests on, for example, helping the teacher to define the criteria. So we can, for example, analyze the instructions and propose to the teacher some criteria he can use in this peer review. So this is an idea we had. It can also be on defining the instructions regarding the expectation of the exercise. So if you have a specific goal with the exercise, what kind of instruction you can propose, what kind of criteria you can use. So for now, it's not integrated. For now, it's just some tests we've made in our side. But if you have specific needs, do not hesitate to ask us because it will help us to define the needs you have. But yeah, to answer the question, for now, it's just in the participant side, and but we have discussions to know if it will be relevant to integrate it during the configuration of the challenge.
Okay, perfect. And when the teacher uses the AI integration model for during the assessment process, I didn't understand if the teacher has to connect using the role of a student in order to do that, or if they can do it just using their normal profile as an admin, for example.
Regarding the use case of supporting the
Yeah,
teacher in the okay,
yeah.
in fact, it just needs to have a phase where the teacher will be enrolled alone. So you can here I have the assessment phase, but I can also have two phases in the same time. So one for the assessment by peers, and one for the assessment by the teacher, or one or many teachers, depending of the format. And you can say, okay, for the assessment of work, I will activate the AI to help me to assess the student. So to do this, you just have to click on this button to activate the AI on this phase only. So the phase is enrolled, and then you will have to go to the participation part of the left menu and to click on all my challenges to participate. But he can keep his profile. You don't have to change to a student profile to participate. It's true that with the old version, it was the case. It needs to change the right he had in the learning management system, but now he can keep his profile in this new version.
Okay. And a final question, perhaps, so that I don't take too much time.
No, no.
I'm thinking of we're currently working on our the shift programs
Yeah.
of next year, and it's still ongoing. But we were thinking of proposing a game or gamifying the evaluation of the students. So my question was, is it possible, you know how in ChatGPT 4 we can ask the AI to have a specific role, so to pretend that
Yeah.
they are an actor or
Yeah.
like a political decisioner or something
Yeah.
or whatever? Is this something that we could integrate in the challenge so that the responses that the AI provides to the students are based on this role?
Yeah, yeah, you can, for example, it will be useful, I think, for the rock simulation phase. So let's imagine you have an exercise of entrepreneurship or
Mm-hmm.
creation of enterprise. You can indicate to the AI that it will be not a creator of a startup or any role you want to have. And then the restitution of the AI will be based on the persona you have defined with the AI. So yes, it can be a use case we can address.
Okay, and
So
this is
for yeah,
something we just have to, do we have to specify it beforehand with your help or?
yeah, we will,
Mm,
for this we can organize a meeting to understand the way you want the AI to work, and
mhm.
then we'll see how we can do it.
Right, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your questions. Yes, Jim, I can see you have a question.
I do. So my question is again with the evaluation stage, the instructor evaluation component of that as well. So my assumption is that the mechanism by which the AI assistant will generate its feedback is by looking first at the criteria for evaluation. I'm also wondering, are there ways to be able to provide the AI assistant examples of what are high and low performing, medium performing, previously marked evaluations?
So you mean in the student side or in the teacher side?
On the teacher side. So essentially, is there a mechanism by which we can teach the AI what is a good or a poor
Yes.
student product?
In fact, we can if we have these examples to indicate, okay, this is a bad reference and this is a good reference, we can integrate it in the prompt to let the AI understand and to give a feedback and to assess based on the good production and the bad production. I think it's a good way to use it. So yes, to do it, we just need to integrate it in the prompt. So it can be we can do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for your question, because I think it can be really relevant regarding this use case. And we didn't think about it. I think it'd be really useful. Thank you for your participation for this webinar. I will send you the replay just after. So if you have a question, do not hesitate to answer the email and to ask me, and I will be glad to answer you. I hope it was clear, and I wish you a good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.